I always did like the Ocarina. Wish I played more than this, though. Alright, so, I did promise another video. It just wouldn't be about main questing right now, because I still have to reach about 25 million gold before I can buy my next equipment. I really gotta start doing my crafting, but considering the expansion is almost here, and fishing levels are going to go up another 5 to 10, even with just another 5 fishing levels, as long as Square Enix hasn't changed anything else, that'll make fishing about on par with crafting as far as money making is concerned, so long as you fish at certain spots. I'm still going to work on my toolsmithing though, so I can make some passive money while I'm offline. So people wanted to know what I do. Hold on. Ooh. People want to know what I do on a daily basis. So, alright, fine. I can show you some of the things I do that everybody should be doing. Got my streaming up. Let's go to the streaming channel. Depending on daylight savings time, daily reset is every 4 o'clock. There isn't really much to do for really daily stuff other than Strike Force. I got Double Chief Jugas for that. So. Let's go hire some people. Now, Clank! Normally, I like to go with 3 other, support AI players, but Clank now has these new medals I got for him. And now has this, which is powerful. It took me a lot of effort to make this thing. A lot of effort to make this, too. Now he gets Kabuff, he's got spell resistance, negative damage taken, and a lot of defense. He's honestly got more defense and attack than I do, but, well, I haven't gotten the new equipment yet. Light resistance down, attack 10%, which is good because I use a lot of light attacks. He has a light attack. And he also has full heal, as well as much more magical mending. So now his mid-heal is actually worth using. I don't remember if he has multi-heal or not. I can't even see what spells he's got. Still, he heals better than I do. I mean, I got pretty good magical mending myself, but my mid-heal does about 400, unless I have, like, unless my mass buff goes off and I get care prayer that happens. Alright, let's get some people. Then I'll probably go silent unless I need to speak, and I'll show you guys what I tend to do on a daily basis. If you watch my other videos and saw the taverns, you'll notice that very often people who play as male characters tend to have better stats than the ones who play female. Now, I know most of the female characters are played by males, but it seems there's a different kind of mentality in Japan. The male players who play as male characters tend to take things more seriously and go for higher stats. That's what I've noticed. Let's see. How much space do I got? Plenty. Okay. Why use Clank over... Well, like I said, he's very tanky. He doesn't have much HP as his arena counterpart. Honestly, I can get more HP than that with my buffs. But he's got a massive amount of defense. If he gets 2 buffs, that defense reaches over 2100. He's also got a lot of negative damage taken. Now he's got spell resistance. He's using my same exact equipment. Best of all, he provides heals and he's got Kazing. He also has skills which reduces the damage attacker on attacker, as well as the defense and magic defense off of enemies. He's extremely versatile and can work with any kind of party. So I don't really have to hire 3 people. I can just go with Clank now. Just hire 2 others. It's nice having a powerful monster. I suggest everybody raises one. Alright, this should be quick. You raise the monster that you want. Each one has their forte. Clank is just versatile and tanky. There are high DPS monsters, monsters that heal, monsters that do a lot of assailments. I heard the spiny ones have been pretty popular lately because of what they can do. Clank also does some pretty decent damage. So, yeah, I have another one I'll be able to get in a few hours since the daily reset. You want to try to go for one that gives 50k XP and 50k gold, but that's not always the case. That one was lower on the list, so it was 30k each. It's a decent way to make gold each day, so long as you remember to do it. But also it gets you fame points, and is one of the few ways of getting it, other than doing quests or getting hired. This one's on the low end too this week, but you want to do the bosses instead of the kills because the bosses are quick and easy. The kills, you have to go out to a specific area and find them. The ones that drop 3 orbs has the highest chance of doing it without an orb perfume. Sometimes I will AFK farm orbs and just use an orb perfume and let my support AI handle everything. Orb prices have gone drastically down though, and have stayed like that for a while. I think there's some inflation on that for some reason. Something might be coming in the expansion. He pretty much reduced light resistance as well, so now I'm doing more damage than I usually do. And he just did an armor defense debuff at the end, making my Gigas Gash do much more damage. This is why I like Clank. I can use him as any of my vocations, and he'll have something usable for all of them. Now that he's got much more higher magical mending, his mid-heal is actually worth using. I could give him something else than this. He'd lose HP and MP, but he'd gain more mending. Honestly, 30 plus mending, that'd be more worth it. I really need to max that one out at some point. Not sure why I gave him that one. And he doesn't need as much defense because, well, not as much HP because of how much defense he has. I mean, there's still stuff that can will outright kill him if he doesn't dodge out of it. It'll outright kill anybody. He's pretty good about that, and he has all those defenses. Much rather he has that magical mending, so his mid-heals actually do a lot. Alright, so we turn that in and go on to the next one. I see the most people on It's a casual game. I saw somebody else that was on earlier. Oh, right, it's Mother's Day today. Huh. That explains it. Now, something else I recommend everybody does, I don't really do this much anymore. I'll do it every now and then. It does get some decent gold and some experience. But primarily, you want to do these every week because they give random mastery orbs. And those orbs change every week. So, and that's how I got about over 80% of all my mastery skills. Is just doing this every week when I was starting out. Nowadays, if I need a specific skill for a class, for a vocation or class I want to play, I have to go out and get them. But I got plenty of the perfumes to make that easy. But I recommend for especially new players to, once you get high enough, like level 40-ish or so, you go see the Dancing Pickle or Cucumber that's near the Moko House in Port Lendor. Okay, you talk to him. You're gonna have to use around general chat to say a certain phrase to him. So you can use either send a chat tool or just go onto Heroba into your profile and create a chat shortcut with the words you need to say. To be honest, I should try send the chat again. It might be working properly now. But once you do that, you'll get this book, and you'll unlock these entries as you go along the main story and complete certain side quests. However, a couple of them will not unlock unless you get to a certain fame level. It's worth it to try to get them all and do them every week so you can get your mastery orbs for all your vocations more easily, as well as get some XP and some money. Jeez, what the heck was my Demon Swordmaster doing? When they're fighting wisely, so for Demon Swordmaster AI, when they are on fighting wisely, they will prepare a bunch of buffs and defensive buffs first before they go into attack. And they'll prioritize you keeping those buffs up over attacking. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing like a time trial or you really need something just dead quickly, it's better to put them on Show No Mercy. Then I'll put her on that. Guess I gotta do those. Not bad though. 16 Pal Pearls. Oh, if I ever get the chance. Yeah, those guys are everywhere. Whenever I feel like it. Okay, so the next thing I go to do... Typically I would go fishing, but for the hell of it, let's say I didn't do my otherworldly outposts for the week. Generally I will go there next. Because these are all dailies. This is basically what I pretty much do once a week. Or daily, depending on how I'm going about it. He's maxed out. Damn, I gotta work on Asbel. Okay. I found the most powerful combination you can use is Prince Gilgaron, Lalache, and of course Asbel. And last time I did the challenge arena with those three, they just absolutely destroyed the boss. Because Prince Gilgaron is just like a warrior or my restless knight. He will reduce the attack and defense and basically increase the action time needed of anything he attacks with his abilities. He also has a unison anew ability that I can use with him that does the same thing while buffing us. He's also very tanky. I honestly wish the warrior vocation was a lot more like him. I mean, warriors with an axe, of course, has a lot of the same abilities, but he's like a super warrior. Lalache has very high magical bending, and even if you set her to healing only, she will still go up to the enemies, poison them, debuff them, and attack them when necessary, and will just immediately heal and provide songstress buffs to the party, buffing everybody. And Asbel has ridiculously high magical might and extremely high Zam attacks, and summons Knight or Ring of Bolas if you have the skill to do a lot of damage and to revive people and heal people. He's basically like an Apex Deathmaster. Well, she is an Apex Dancer, just way better. A dancer that can heal and buff. Since the Prince is maxed out, and I use his heart, so provides these stats, that's why I use them. Plus, again, when you call upon him, he'll do that reduction ability of his, which is useful. Let's see. Stella's at 136 already, but we'll take Shinny with us. It's going to be quite a bit of a damage loss, but yeah, it's whatever. Alright, let's go and do one round of this just to show you guys.
Sa, 参りましょう。この実、この声はすべてあなたのもの。
Clarity team, is that really what she says? I knew she was a flirt, but
失いたくないのです。
Dead by now if Gilgaron was here.
Cecil 私がお守りします。私がお守りします。
Had to adjust HDR a little bit, make it a little darker.
してみたいこと。そうね、お料理かしら。生前は王が厨房に立てば余計な気を。けれど本当は憧れていましたの。相手の血肉となり活力となり喜びとなる。料理とはなんと愛に満ちた行為でしょう。もし私が料理を作ったらあなたは食べてくださいますか？本当ですか？早速練習しなければ。絶対美味しく作ってみせますからね。
さあ、いざ出発だ。 こいつをお見舞いしてやる。
Gilgaron's damage is also uncapped, so I've seen him do 20k before. Now from here, I would pick up the treasure chests, maybe do another... Oh, nice. So now she has it. Maybe do another few rounds if I want to collect more shards or gifts and such. I haven't been doing this in a long while. I skipped many weeks because all the things I was going through in the last 6 months. So I gotta get caught up on it. But I think this might be the last update for it since the expansion's coming, and I think they might do like one final thing to end the story of whatever this is. Still, I want to get like all of them to max if I can. My foes increases damage they take. Damage dealt plus 5%. Not bad. Honestly, if Gilgaron or hers came up at the same time, I'd use Gilgaron's. His is better. So they have to reach 800 for their unison to come up, huh? Okay. I'll do another one just for the hell of it. Skip ahead if you want. Otherwise, yeah, just go ahead and watch. Let's see if our unison skill cups up during a boss fight. Is this Cecil speed for leveling? Not really. I mean, I could be using a bonus orb here. I've got plenty of them. Just to get some more XP, but it's really not that much. It depends on the mobs. Some of them give us quite a lot, some others just don't. And really, if you're going to be XPing, you want to get buff food, use an orb. If you're within that level, use Angel Slime Hat, get the scroll from the shop. And then there's also another super item that gives like a massive amount of XP that I think stacks up all that, but it only lasts for like 30 minutes. That's something you use if you're spamming Metal Maze or something. And since Minami is no longer with me anymore, and thus she'll never play the game, I got a whole bunch of Metal Maze pair tickets. I need to decide what to do with them. I think I'll just hold on to them for now. Tell me if the color settings you're seeing now is better than what I had before. I turned up the HDR some to darken it a bit, so it's not as blinding. I think it looks good to me, but I don't know, I might have to make adjustments later. why she does have that MP recovery song. Very useful, if not for all the fights in here being short. Who knows, I might put something extra at the end. You're asking if I'm going to level... I mean, I could. I'm pretty sure there's more seeds up now. I might do that over a weekend. I'll buy a scroll. I got XP food. Use a bunch of orbs. Do some AFK leveling. Probably work on Minstrel, Thief, Gadabout, Deathmaster. Get to the 130 plus. And then see what I need to... Oh, Item Master as well. See what I need to get the remaining seeds and such I don't have yet. I got a lot of stuff to do. I got a lot of stuff to do. I just need to get to doing them. That's why I use Critical Guard to start. Thought we would kill it before we could get one off. So, typically, trolls, cyclops, clubbers, certain other enemies. If you're using a shield, you want to use Critical Guard or anything else. Because they have that BS critical hit attack that will just outright kill you no matter what. Would it be Dragon Quest otherwise? I think that's a mistranslation.
好きなタイプ？言われてみると考えたこともありませんでしたわ。幼い頃は白馬の王子様の訪れを夢見たこともありましたけれどね。町娘だった母を見初めた父のような。けれど戦争で父を亡くし12で王位を継いだ時から人並みの恋は諦めておりましたから。でもそうですね、もしも 自分の心一つで誰かを選んでいいのなら、言葉がなくても心地よいような、そばにいるだけで安らげるような、そんな方に愛してもらえたら幸せでしょうね。
さあ、いざ出発だ。
私がお守りします。
青蘭の輪を作ります。
こいつをお見舞いしてやる。
If only actual Death Masters could do damage like that. Well, I don't know. I gotta play around with it. Again, he is a Death Master. That's what Asbel is. Just a superpowered one. I'd have to look into it. Maybe take a look at it and do a 2.0 video.
Ah, 相変わらず君は強いね。僕も負けないように頑張らないとな。
Alright, so now, well, I go pick up some items. I wonder when the reset for this is. Damn, not until next month. That's fine. I'm just gonna make sure I do them every time. Alright, already got everything. Now, next, if I was caring to do it, I'd probably go to Forian to do the Goddess Garden at least once or twice. I'm gonna go take a check at that right now. What day is it? Okay, on the 15th we'll pop up that. I need to start doing those and a lot of it, so I max that out. Ooh, I hate that guy. still maxed. Okay. Guess I'll do these eventually. It's the Abyss Spirits I really need to do. Alright, when the 15th comes around, I'm probably gonna spam run that shit again. Try to get as many dark horses as I can. It's gonna be a slog, but I'll get it over with. See, that's when it starts. I have a certain somebody that keeps asking, hey, do card discarding, so I schedule it for him, but he didn't show up. Maybe he did it on the weekend, because he lives in Japan. Alright, now, I would probably do some quests and such, normally for my daily usual, maybe 1 or 2 quests just to clear them. I like to do that in my questing around videos, so I'll probably do that later. What's this again? It's this stuff. Right now. So now what I usually do, if I'm just on to do my dailies and such each day and I don't have any weeklies to do, generally just go to bed to stress, you know, I got like stuff I want to do, it's the middle of the week, I just want to get on for a little bit to do something real quick, I would then go fishing. No, it might be boring to watch. So I'll go this way. To my usual fishing spot. Right now, it's the only way I make gold. Unless I want to go around finding materials. I mean, that's another daily thing I sometimes do. I will go and to a certain area to cap out my material searches for that day and hopefully get some stuff that's worth it. It doesn't take me long, like less than 30 minutes. But once fishing gets its next 5 levels in the expansion, which they always do, fishing is what I'm basically going to be doing every time for money. So it'll make this a lot quicker and a lot faster. Alright, let's see what we get this time. Now, once the next 5 levels come, I would have probably got that fish in maybe 3 turns, and that's it. It'll also more likely be a big or a king size. Or more likely get one of the more rare ones, which are worth much more points. There we go. I always make gold regardless of how unlucky I am with the catches. Even if they're all betas, I still make a profit. So I never had that happen to me, not even once. Most betas I had versus the big fish that gives a lot more coins was like 18. I always get at least, well, no, more like 20. I always get at least 10 big fishes. Nice, that's going to be worth about... about 60k gold, I think. After this, I will go material collect, like I told you about. And that'll complete what I do for a daily basis. Right now I need to do a lot of fishing so I get that gold I need to get my next set of equipment. I got plenty of alchemy stones now, so I can purchase cheaper cursed equipment and just perfect them through that. But I'm probably going to do a few runs at Zelmia to see if I get lucky and get a pair of free boots and it helps with what I need. Honestly, though, I might just skip all that and just get the gold. Sometimes it's just a pain in the ass. Yeah, that one's gonna be worth 50k gold. And once those new fishing levels come, I'll be critting even more so. And pulling them harder. Yes, with the extra 5 or so fishing levels that'll come with the expansion, the chances of getting one of these big fishes on a cast will be even higher. So that's going to increase my gold per hour, as well as everything else. Normally I can catch about 35 fish in about 20 minutes if I really go at it and focus, instead of taking miniature breaks all the time. I'm pretty sure that'll be cut down to 15 minutes or less once the expansion hits and I max out the fishing level again. How much gold do I make an hour? That depends. The best I made was about 2 million gold. On average, I make about maybe 1.4 million gold an hour. Obviously, that's going to increase drastically with the expansion, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's tedious, yes. Crafting would probably be easier, but then, of course, you'd have to put stuff up for sale and hope it sells. You also have to mess with the RNG aspect of it all, depending on the craft you're using. There are certain crafts that are considered safe. They just make a modest amount of gold, but you're still making gold regardless. Then there are crafts that are a risk, such as the enchanting and armor crafting. Basically, if you don't make a high quality 3 on the armor weapons, instead you make a 2, you're just breaking even, considering the material costs. You could go out and look for the material yourself, but that takes a lot of time. It's a massive amount of material. Which makes me wonder, because those orbs that you get from the Fortune Rare runs, they're using the majority of crafts, particularly the weapons and armor being made. And right now, they are the lowest prices I've ever seen. So it makes me wonder, is there something coming in the expansion that's going to make crafting redundant? Are they going to release quested, customizable armors and weapons or something? Kind of like Final Fantasy XIV's Relic quests? We'll see, I guess. Anyways, I'm going to fish a few more. I'm not going to do the whole 35. Because I know you guys are getting bored looking at this. I want to show you the last thing I tend to do on a daily basis to make some progression, make some gold, stuff like that. I try to do it all within 2 hours or less so I can get to doing other stuff in the day. Okay, let's do a few more. Yes, it's the rarest fish in the pool, but he's also the... He's worth maybe like 3 white bettas, or no, 2 white bettas, and that's about it. There are no better fishing spots. This is the one that's used by everybody who takes pure gold from fishing. The only reason you're not seeing other people here is because I'm in the streaming server. Most everybody else is in servers 1 through 5. Oh, well, that's worth about 3,000 points. That one's worth more than the black one. Now that's big money. On average, if I balance it all out, I get about 80k fish coins per turn, per 20 minutes, 25 minutes of this. That's average. Highest amount of fish coins I ever earned in a single round is about 160k. That was with several king-size pikes and the platypus fish. Every 20k fish coins gets me 50k gold. With 80k, that's about 200k gold per round of this. $50k is also about, counting. So it really depends. Again, I make anywhere from about, yeah, it's about 800k to up to 2 million gold per hour, depending on my luck. So in reality, yeah, I am making about up to, on average, about 1.3 to 1.4 mil an hour. That's what, again, once the expansion comes out, that's going to drastically increase due to higher fishing levels, thus better catch rates and better everything. I'm looking forward to it. Still, I've got to work on my toolsmithing so I can make my own lures, sell the high quality ones, use the HU ones. I don't even need that. I can just use the normal quality ones and sell the other ones because they make a profit. Once I'm at max level toolsmithing, making high quality 2 and 3 lures will be very easy, and those all make a profit. Alright, 2 more just to break this spiky lure, and then we're done with this. It's not the full thing, but I'll keep you guys waiting on what I do next. Generally, I will do anywhere from 1 to 4 rounds of fishing per day, depending on how I feel like it. Generally, I'll do about 2, just to try to make some gold each day. And again, you're going to be seeing me on a lot more now. At the very least, I'll be on to do my daily thing per day. I really gotta get on Genshin Impact and do that stuff, but I don't know, I might. Well, I'll see. Now, depending on... For the first round, I will always go to the fishing map guru. Otherwise, I just go to the fish NPC that's right here in our village. And just turn it in that way. Then I just go back and fish some more. She's literally right there. But I go visit the fishing guru, especially if it's before the daily reset, to see if one of the fish I've been catching there is on the list today. Every now and then, one of them is. There's tons of fish out there. The list changes. And if it is, I get some extra fish coins. Terminosaurus. Kettle Ice Cave. Yeah, nothing more today. So I turn them in. Considering I didn't do a full round, that's actually very good. That's the king size. See, the white betta is worth more. It's about 5,000 for the super rare. That's the big size pike. Yeah, that's almost 50k gold right there. That's the king size pike. That's about 55k gold there. About a king size platypus. That's worth even more coins. Big size is about 30k, 5k gold. Now, just to show you, I would then go ahead, buy these. You could get these, and you could put them up on market. It's just, people tend to undercut you on this shit all the time. I'd rather just get these. Like so. Then I'll immediately go here. Item shop. Sell. And there we go, about 50k gold. Just about. Obviously, can't get them in stacks of 100. See? Easy. Now for the fish fillet, let's see what they're going for right now. Gotta look at what the stacks of 99 are going for. Right now, that's actually pretty decent. That's actually worth more than just selling them out straight right now. It's just, if they ever go below 60 gold a piece, you're better off just selling the dye. Speaking of which, that's for the other crap I've got up on sale. Yeah, it kind of sucks. You gotta try to make gold to buy brand new equipment to get all the status ailment resistance and all that stuff. every time they do a major update. Some people will just skip entire updates entirely and just wait for like another set. But generally, depending on how many alchemy stones you have, to get a full set of equipment, have about 8 to 10 status ailment immunities. It costs around, on average, about 20 million gold, give or take, up to 28 million. However, if you want armor or shield that has certain elemental resistances on it, that price goes way up. Green orbs went up a bit. Why a sudden increase? Why are things increasing now? Wait, no, yellow orbs went down. Okay, they've gone up a bit. A lot of players will just stick with the same equipment for 3 to 6 updates. Some will even get like very expensive shields and armor that have specific elemental resistances on them and just use them the entire time. You really only need those for like super bosses and such. For everything else, you want as much ailment resistance as possible, especially Surprise Guard on boots. Surprise Guard blocks against stuff like shouts and stomps that can knock you down. Unless it's like super stomps like that one I had to go through earlier. What the hell? Alright, on to the items now. Of course. So for this, I like to go to, if I remember right, here. Again, it's been months. I've had to sort through a lot of crap before I can finally play this again. This is also where I tend to level at, AFK-wise. Now I'm going to take off here. We're going to use a Treasure Eye Bell. What you get will be honestly random. There are 2 blue chests out right now. I need to get them before they disappear. Blue chests are very valuable. They could have a lot of gold, or they could have a very expensive item that you can sell off. If you see them, open them. Hopefully neither of them are a freaking mimic. This seems to be over here. Not bad to have. You get perfumes like that too. I'd rather have money though. I've got plenty of that. Jewel perfumes. I don't think I'll ever use them all. That's worth some. So, to keep the economy alive and allow people to make low-level stuff, that's worthless. They will put lower-level items mixed in too, so you could get a current high-level material or something from the low level. It's all worth money in the end. Silver ore, for example, low-level material. Not worth much, if anything at all. It's pocket change. Another Gardas branch. Nice. There is a limit to how much you can collect. Silk Blossom, not worth much. And then once you've collected the max cap, every few minutes, about 7 to 8 I think, you'll be able to select one more. It's better to just not collect anything at all and wait until it completely resets, which I think takes about 6, maybe 7 hours. Nice, got that done. Yeah, there are people who will come up every day and just farm materials. Not getting much luck here. And every 10 minutes, if you're still out in the field, you might want to use another, that's worth something. Another Treasure Eye Bell to see if blue chests have repopped. Like so. You'll know if you see it. Blue chests respawn every 15 or so minutes. I guess I'm at the level where they run away now. Good. Nice. What? I like my car. Yeah, I could be on my white horse. Or my wings. Yes, there are mounts that are extremely costly that you can earn in game through the lottery or just buy them. I have never once got the jackpot in either the normal or the SP lottery. I've never even gotten to first place in the SP lottery. It's extremely rare. I've done massive amounts of lottery over the years and I've never once gotten any of those. If I ever won the jackpot in the SP lottery, I'd basically be set for like 2 years as far as equipment is concerned, because that stuff sells for like 300 million gold. I really should finish decorating that large house, but considering that by, well, April of this next year, I may be going for a new mansion for the large house. I saw something that I really liked, but I gotta get diamond rating for it, so I might be buying a lot of stuff soon. And we'll see. There's not much I want to really buy on the cash shop unless a new armor set comes out that looks even better than what I have now. But my look is very popular among the female players for some reason. Now, if the Zenithian armor was ever to be released, I'd wear that right away. The Zenithian set, I love that set. That could have been a pink pine, another low-level item, a mid-level, or a Gardas branch. Pink pine. Again, this is how it keeps the economy alive for low-level players who want to buy crafted stuff. Some crafts, but also a lot of these things are used in high-level recipes too, regardless. If they didn't, they'd be completely worthless, no one would buy them, and thus low-level players still, going through their journey won't be able to make any gold themselves. They'll just be vending it to the NPCs. So that's why a lot of high-level crafts will have high-level items in their material usage, but they'll also have low-level stuff. That's how SC keeps low-level items relevant. If they did that for Final Fantasy XIV, then people will be able to make Gil while still low-level, going through their journeys. Though, pretty sure a lot of people use the skip potions. They get the brand new player, they use a skip potion to skip all the story, and thus they don't know how to do anything, and then they immediately go into raids and start screwing up everywhere. Oh, that's worth something. That's a mid-level item, but it's actually worth quite a little bit, yeah. This is odd, I'm able to pick up more than usual. Did they increase the cap for some reason? Should be getting hit with it by now. Yes, I do have people talking to me while I'm playing this, and... How did you know about that? I completed EverQuest. I got all the way to Quorm, the Blades of Power, before EverQuest started going a bad direction. I'm satisfied. I couldn't do it as a solo paladin, which is what I wanted to do. I could probably do that in Project Quorm. I know people recruited me because, well, need as much people as you can get, but they mainly wanted my Enchanter and Druid, not my Paladin. I got Zenith XI coming soon. I got a lot of games to play. I don't have time for... I don't know. Zenith XI is coming out this year. It'd be a waste of time if I was to do EQ now. But besides, I got like massive amounts of games I want to finish and play. I can't do Quorm and this and Genshin Impact and all that at the same time. I got a lot of stuff I got to do before Zenith XI comes out, because once Zenith XI comes out, I gotta split my time between DQX and Zenith. Heck, I don't even know if I want to... I mean, I've came so far in Genshin Impact to give up on it now. Okay, this is very odd. I've collected everything in this zone and it still hasn't hit that cap. Was there a time change? This is bizarre. Let's go here. No, normally I would collect about 90% of everything in there before the cap hits. Damn, I really gotta do the quest. I've got so much questing I gotta do. Always did like the piano. I think there is a way to turn off the Dalboard music. Don't remember how. Was it in the options? Let's get this real quick. Of course. Didn't even give a drop. That sucks. Alright. Now let's go to that huge cluster over there. Fishing here? They're all about moderate, basic. I need to find these three at some point. I gotta get around to that when I feel like it. It's just, you know, when I fish, unless I have a surplus of gold, you know, I'm basically wasting money if I fish low level or medium level fish that don't make enough coins to pay for the rod and lure I'm using. There we go. Yep, there it is. So they put it in the batch time again. 194 minutes. Daily reset. Okay, so that was changed. Okay. Actually. Yes, I am still at 7.4 for the main story. I will continue it once I have my new set of gear. It will not take much longer, I promise you. I'm probably going to do a Fortune Rare run this week. Okay, now we saw what we got. Worth quite a bit, isn't it? I probably still will make more just fishing instead of wasting my time with that, but whatever. I do it anyway. Because you never know, I could get lucky and get a whole bunch of stuff that's valuable. Damn, the price went way down, huh? These used to be worth a lot more. Damn. Alright. Everything's money. Thankfully, I mean, especially for you new players, okay, you'll have it much easier. Yes, you won't have all the progression I've got, sure, but as a new player, you got a massive amount of black boxes you can get, all sorts of treasures, all sorts of quests to make money from, and if you diligently been going after the black boxes, selling the stuff you find as you go along, you know, making sure you're constantly putting stuff into your trader as you do your journeys and adventures. Just save up your gold. By the time you reach whatever the current max level is, you'll have more than enough to get an excellent set of armor. They'll give you immunity resistances like what I've got. And you always want at least 50% breath resist, because if you're using a shield, and you have that much breath resist, you'll be able to use an ability that you take from another class that you're going to level up anyway for its passives. That'll give you an extra 50% breath resist, making you immune. Trust me, there are some breath attacks out there, particularly from super bosses, that not even 50% breath resist is enough to survive from them. You gotta have some sort of breath immunity against them. Or at the very least, 90% breath resist. Otherwise, you get 100% pretty easily if you're using a shield. That's why you'll see even people who use dual wield or two-hand weapons like Demon Swordsmaster, anybody that can use a shield, they're just going to use one or switch to it when they need to, just so they can get the breath resist from it, unless they have it on some other source. And that is it. That's what I do on a daily basis when I'm actively playing. I will be doing main story soon. It won't take much longer, I promise. And with that, I will see you guys next time.